Hello everyone. We said in the previous lesson the position of a point and a straight line with respect to a circle. Today inshallah we will talk about position of a circle with respect to another circle. Okay? First, we have here two circles. These two circles is not intersecting. We called it distant. Okay, so the first case we have two circles are distant. Okay, first we have here R1 and R2. What did you notice here? If R1 here is 2 and R2 is 3, so here Mn is of course greater than 2 plus 3, which is 5. Why? Because here we have this line segment. Okay, so here in this case Mn is greater than the sum of two radii, which is R1 plus R2. So the first case we have two circles are distant. It means Mn here is greater than R1 plus R2. Here we have the circle M intersection circle N, of course phi. And we have also the surface of the circle M intersection the surface of the circle N equals also phi. And we said before, the surface, it means all the circles, like here, shaded part. Okay? So the intersection between their surface equals phi. Okay, let's take the second case. Here we have two circles are touching externally. It means the two circles are touching externally at one point, which is point A. So if here we have R1 and R2, so Mn here is R1 plus R2. For examples, if R1 is 2 centimeter, R2 3 centimeter, so Mn here is 2 plus 3, which is 5. So second case here, it's called touching externally. It means two circles, intersection between them is at a point. Okay, here the circle M intersection circle N, as we said, point A. And also the surface of the circle M intersection the surface of the circle N is also point A. The third one, two circles are intersecting. Here two circles are intersecting. It means here we have all of this is R1 and also all of this is R2. What did you notice here? Here we have common region between the two circles. So here we have Mn is greater than the difference between two radii and less than the sum of two radii. So here Mn is greater than R1 plus R2 and smaller than R1 plus R2. Okay, and here the intersection between the two circles is 2 points. What's the meaning of intersection of M and N? It means the cover here, the shaded هنا. Okay, so the intersection between them is point A and point B. What about the intersection between their surface? As we said, their surface, it means all circle here and all circle here. What did you notice? Here we have common region between the two circles. Okay, so we have here common region between the two circles. Okay, which is the surface of the yellow part. So the intersection between the two surfaces is the surface of the yellow part here. Okay, let's talk about the number 4, touching internally. It means two circles touching internally at also the point A. So here we have Mn is R1 minus R2 because R1 is the greatest here. Okay, which is Am. So here we have Mn here is R1 minus R2. We must start from the greatest radius because we don't have length of negative. Okay, so here we have touching internally. What about the intersection between circle M and circle N? It's the point A. What about the surface of circle M intersection the surface of circle N? It means the surface of circle N. Here we have intersection between their surface. It means here this circle, which is circle N. Okay? Here we have one inside the other. Here we have circle N inside circle M. So we have here Mn is smaller than the difference between two radii. So Mn is smaller than R1 minus R2. And we said before R1 is the greatest. Okay. The intersection between circle M and circle N is phi. We don't have any intersection between them. But the surface of circle M intersection the surface of circle N is also the circle N. Okay, the last one, concentric. What's the meaning of concentric? From its name, the two circles have the same center. So Mn here has no length, so Mn here equals 0. Okay, so here we have concentric. It means the two circles have the same center. So the intersection between M and N is phi, and intersection between their surface equals circle N or circle M. Okay, let's take some examples. Number 1, here, if the radius length of circle M equals 5 centimeter, so we have here R1 is 5 centimeter. Okay, so R1 equals 5 centimeter. Okay, the radius length of circle N is 3 centimeters. So here we have R2 equals 3 centimeter. Determine the position of each of them with respect to the another circle. Okay, first, here we have the cases of the position of a circle equals d t toc. Again, d t toc. D t toc. How? First, write number line like this. Write d t toc. Again, here we have d t toc. Okay, d it means distant. T it means touching externally. I intersection. T touching internally. O one inside the other. C concentric. Again, D T toc, it means here D is distant, T touching externally, I intersection, T and I touching internally, O one inside the other, C concentric. Okay, here we said in touching externally, we have here R1 plus R2. It means Mn here equals R1 plus R2. And we said in touching internally, we have here Mn equals R1 minus R2. And concentric, we said Mn equals 0. Okay, let's substitution. Here R1 plus R2, it means 5 plus 3, which is 8. Here R1 minus R2, which is 5 minus 3, equals 2. Okay, let's take number 1. Here, number 1, we have here Mn equals 2. Mn equals 2 here. Okay, Mn equals 2 here. Here is called touching internally. Okay, it's very easy. Here, since first, since Mn equals 2 centimeter, it means here Mn equals what? Equals R1 minus R2. So the two circles are touching internally. The two circles are touching internally. Okay, what about number 2? Number 2, here we have MN is 8 centimeter. Here 8 centimeter is called touching externally. Touching externally. So here we have also since MN equals 8 centimeter. It means MN equals R1 plus R2. So the position of two circles, the two circles are touching externally. The two circles touching externally. Okay, what about number 3? Here, number 3, MN equals 0. Here 0, it means concentric. So, since MN equals 0, it means the two circles are concentric. Okay. What about number 4? Here, number 4, MN equals 10. Here we have 0, we have 2, we have 8. So 10, it will be here in this region. So 10 here, the two circles will be distant because 10 must be here. So here it will be distant. Okay, so number 4, here we have since MN equals 10 centimeter, it means MN is greater than 8. What's the meaning of greater than 8? It's greater than R1 plus R2. Okay, so here we have MN is greater than R1 plus R2. It means that the two circles are distant. Okay, so number 4, MN equals 10 centimeter and MN is greater than R1 plus R2. It means here the two circles are distant. Okay, what about number 5? Here, number 5, we have MN equals 1. 1, here we have 0 and 2. So 1 must be here. Here is called 1 inside the other. Okay, and 1 here is smaller than or greater than. Here 1 is smaller than R1 minus R2. Okay, so here we have since MN equals 1 centimeter, so MN here is smaller than R1, minus R2. Okay, so one of the two circles is inside the other. So here we have one of the two circles is inside the other. Number 6, which is the last one. Here MN equals 5. Here 5, it must be here. 5 between 2 and between 8. So 5 here is, we have the two circles are intersection. Intersection, it means greater than the difference and smaller than the sum. Again, intersection, it means greater than difference and smaller than the sum. So here number 6, MN equals 5 centimeters. It means we have MN is greater than the difference between two radii and smaller than the sum of two radii. So the two circles here are intersecting. The two circles are intersecting. So in this lesson, we know how to get the position of a circle with respect to another circle by draw number line. Don't forget D, T, tuck. Here touching externally, and here touching internally. Touching externally, it means R1 plus R2. Touching internally, it means R1 minus R2. Concentric, it means 0. Okay? Here we have distant, it means Mn is greater than the sum of R1 plus R2. It means here greater than. Here touching externally, it means Mn equals the sum of two radii. Intersecting, what about intersecting? Intersecting between the difference and the sum. So intersecting here, which is Mn greater than the difference and smaller than the sum. Touching internally, as we said, R1 minus R2, the difference between two radii, one inside the other. It means here Mn is smaller than the difference. And finally, concentric, it means Mn equals 0. So don't forget to write here we have the number line D TTOC. Again, D TTOC. We have some examples in part 2. Thank you.